Hey everyone, big question today about medication. Hi Claire, what is your view on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication? Do they have a role in this conversation? Can they help understanding or do they make it harder? Yeah, very important question. And if we consider what is the object of this conversation, it's only ever for a body mind to come more into reality. That's all we're doing here. A We're investigating what creates the shift in the lived experience of being closer and closer towards the truth of being. And what we know, don't we, is that sometimes the mind gets so completely lost in its battle, really. It's battle against its own projections, against emotions, against experience, against thoughts, that it sets up a cycle of really like projection, resistance to that projection. The resistance makes the projection all the more real. Provides evidence to the conditioning that those beliefs are right, that the belief in this self as it is correct, in the world that's correct too. Ongoing cycle of re-traumatization, and that can be so intense, or it can happen over an entire lifetime, that sometimes the mind is deeply lost. And so yes, maybe there are times when an intervention in the form of medication is required to stop that cycle, really, to intervene. And it's interesting, Dr. Bill Pettit was saying in a talk once how the medication that he'd prescribed to patients and they were patients who were on under, looking at the three principles and thought and reality, over time, through those conversations, the medication actually started to have bigger effects. The side effects of them were much more pronounced, because the chemistry of the brain and the body was changing. And so there was much less dose required through what the patients had been investigating. And so the medication was much too much for the state of the chemical state of the brain that it was helping. And so we can see, like, really the whole thing is a chemical, biological, physical makeup, isn't it? That is profoundly influenced by understanding. And so maybe medication will break that initial lostness, but over time, really, it's not necessary. It's not a long-term requirement, because the human mind, when it's helped or supported to really inquire into what's actually true, into what is being protected, what's being defended, what's at stake in the midst of suffering. When it's taught, really, or supported in seeing what the projections of childhood are creating, how the beliefs about past and future are being fueled by fear and shame, insecurity, need. All of this is providing a context and an understanding in which anxiety and depression are understood as very natural states of mind that don't actually need to be changed. It's similar, I think, to something like the menopause, say, for example, when it's realized that the paranoia or the bad mood, the anger is a creation of chemical changes, hormonal changes, that it's not being caused by the people in the household or the colleagues. It's just a hormonal state that has no reality to it, has no information in it other than it's just showing there's stuff going on in the body. Nothing needs to change in it. And then it's lost its power. It's only when these states have to be got rid of that there's resistance to them. They become something that is personal, really. It's saying something about us that has to be changed. I have to have this sort of set of emotions. It's that's the issue, and that's why this massive increase in prescriptions and in medicalizing mental states that are completely natural, completely understandable, is actually creating the issue. And so I would say, as a principle, using medication if the mind is so lost that it's incapable of rational inquiry, maybe yes. But if there is a glimmer in that mind of ability to reflect on thought, on reality, on on the questions like what's at stake, what is the identity, where is behavior originating from. These questions are they're gold dust, these questions, that they can do what medication could never do, which is profoundly shifting the subconscious foundation of lived existence. That's what is up available, and so maybe medication to begin that process and enable that process, but as a long-term orientation for all of us, it's this conversation, full stop. There's nothing else. It's what the body mind is designed for. It's what reality is designed for. The whole setup of life, self, experience, world, other people, all of it is a setup to return the mind, the body back to reality. And it's all available. Nothing else required other than the recognition, really, of what suffering is. Yeah, so we're our own chemist, really. We're our own pharmacy. Nothing else required. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.